Go and research these on the internet, and I pretty much guarantee you won't find one place that actually. Okay, QMs or Quasimodos or up and under patterns or whatever else they're called. Um, you can go and research these on the internet, and I pretty much guarantee you won't find one place that actually shows you how to trade them correctly, um, because they, they're, they're even supply and demand traders don't know what they're talking about most of the time because they don't understand the fundamental concepts of rejection and consumption, and how you actually decide when price is rejecting from a zone. Now, I'm just going to look at a couple, because they're really simple, and they're not really that many sort of rules that you need to adhere to. And these, I posted both of these already, but I'll just talk through them. Um, Now, you should, well, I'd be pretty devastated if you don't understand that in order to see what we could call true rejection from an SD zone, we need to see a first opposing supply demand zone consumed. And a Quasimodo is simply that. And I'm going to pull up an example here. Well, we're going short from this supply zone here. The first thing is this is a reversal price action pattern, or whatever you want to call it, and so you've got to have price moving up into an SD zone or a supply zone, or down into a demand zone. Don't try and trade Quasimodos inside ranges because it will all go horribly wrong for you. You need to have a proper move up that is being reversed. Now, the crucial thing, of course, is the first pose. You've got to find the first posing, in this case, demand. And it's a case of, when price hits your H4 supply zone, you just go down through the time frames until you get to sort of about M15. You can see that this is clearly the low that led to the highest high. So this is going to be the first posing demand. From there, you can be a bit relaxed. So, obviously, we can see this on M15, but there's no problem looking at M5. I wouldn't be looking at M1. If I had a FOD that I could see on M15, I'd drop to M5, but I certainly wouldn't be dropping to M1 to see if the PA structure looked any better. But as I say, we can see this on M5, and first posing demand, it gets consumed. Doesn't matter how it's consumed, but it is consumed. And then we're going to just simply use if a supply cap forms, as has happened here, this will hold on a retest. And this is the Quasimodo. You get the down and then the up. But you've got to have a supply cap. It's really important. You can't fudge this. If there isn't a supply cap here, in other words, if there isn't supply here, price is probably going to go carrying on up. So there must be a proper supply. And as I say, price will test that and then it will drop. And that's all a Quasimodo pattern is. We want up move, obvious up move, FOD consumed with a cap forming, price then comes back and tests it and it'll drop. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Now, someone asked this morning, when would I take a break and retest of the FOD rather than a Quasimodo? Well, break and retests are fine. I would describe them as, if you're an impatient sort of person, then maybe you're going to be better suited to taking break and retests. The Quasimodos take longer to develop. I've actually now decided that I prefer waiting, having a more relaxed life, and just going for the for the QM over a break, looking for break and retest. They're both equally valid. I've just decided that I am happier or would prefer to trade these, and they tend to be higher value as well. So don't be surprised if you don't see me really trading any break and retests, or not the traditional ones that you've seen me trading so far. I will be trading break and retests, and I'll go into those in a bit more detail when I get a chance. So anyway, that's one. Let's have a look at another one. Again, we've got price hitting a M30 supply zone up in here. Obvious move up. And I cannot stress this enough. You try and trade Cosimodo's inside range like this stuff down here, it will go wrong. We're looking for a move up to be reversed. We need to find the FOD. So we drop to here. Very obvious. Here's the FOD. FOD gets consumed. What's going to hold on a retest? Supply cap that effectively led to the consumption of the FOD. So this thing up in here. And then you're targeting obviously the next opposing demand, which in this case was down here. And that is all they are. There's nothing to them at all. They are really, really simple. The reasons that when you see retail traders trading them and they fail, it's because, one, they try and trade them inside ranges. They don't trade them as reversals. Two, they don't understand that you need to have the FOD consumed. Three, they don't understand you've got to have a proper cap. And this, if there's no supply here, then there's nothing to stop price going high. You've got to have that rally-based drop. And obviously the opposite would be the case for if you were taking one long. So, because if I just, it's a bit difficult to tell. Oh, well, actually, let's go back to this one here. What you'll see on a lot of websites is they'll say that the entry level should be, they call this the QM level. It's the last high before the highest high, and they'll say that that's what should hold on a retest. Well, it's rubbish. Okay. Yes, very often that will actually be the main price traction point, but it's got nothing to do with that. It's the supply cap that's the important bit. Okay, so that, but you could argue in this case that we could say, oh, well, look, here's the QM level, and I may have even drawn that on, but that was more out of amusement than anything else, because the reality is it's not about the level. As I say, you'll see on the internet lots of people drawing lines, like this and all sorts of things, but it's nothing to do with that. It's the supply cap. So the supply that led to consumption of the first opposing demand will hold on the retest. And that is basically that. There's nothing else really to say about them. They are super effective. I'd slightly not forgotten about them, but I sort of hadn't really, because I've been trading a lot of break and retests, I just wasn't really using them that much. But they are fantastic. And don't be surprised if you see me trading an awful lot of them, especially once you get onto lower time frames. You will see them all over the shop. They're just, I can't actually see any now, but yeah, here's an M1 one, so we get nice move up. There's the FOD consumed, supply cap, bang, price goes down. So you'll see loads of them, but they're a great setup. So anyway, that's QMs. Ask any questions if you have them.